Hello, my dudes, and welcome back to the Mike and the Press Pass podcast. I'm Mike.
I am David.
And welcome.
I'm Press Pass.
Whoa.
Sorry, I'm Press Pass
Whoa.
today. Cool. Sorry.
Back again live on Facebook
Live.
with better technology than my cell phone.
Yeah, we're doing it live.
Yeah, we're doing it live.
That was news to me.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody in electric Facebook land.
Yeah.
Faceplace.
Welcome back to Faceplace.
Welcome back to Faceplace, a place for faces.
But before we begin,
Oh yeah, right.
we got our mystery bag. For viewers that don't know,
Don't
this is-
sponsor
Oh.
these fucking plebes. They didn't give us any shit.
For the people that don't know, this is some leftover stuff from the trade show of 2019 that I have not smoked yet, and some old stuff, really old stuff, probably like 10 or 12 years old.
Yeah, those are 10 or 12-year-olds are good.
Yeah.
What? Oh, they're in bundles and stuff still. All right, let's see. Let's get this.
You got it. You got one of the old ones.
Yay.
Oh,
You get the same
more
one?
moral.
Balmoral.
There we go.
All right.
Let me see, which one is that one?
The Black Pearl.
Yeah, that one's at least 12 years old.
All right, let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. Oh, do you have a gutter?
Yeah.
All right, I don't want to filch mine in my bag.
Okay, what's your backup cigar just in case?
My Father S.
Okay, I got the Tatawahe Kahonu Broadleaf 2012.
It's going to taste dynamite after
Oh,
that.
fuck yeah. Either that, it's so bad it's gonna ruin your next cigar.
No, usually the way it goes is, okay, that was fucking a horrible miscalculation in cutting. Usually the way it goes is that, well, you'll be...
Oh, hey Jeff, what's up? Long time no see.
Jeff?
Jeff Stanley.
Oh, hey, Jeff Stanley.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Okay. Dude, it's
Premium quality. Look at that baby.
it's fucking done already, dude.
Huh? Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like completely unraveled already.
Alright.
Like the whole wrapper.
Alright, okay.
Look at this, people.
Ooh. That's quality.
On the cut, just binder, wrapper, all one contiguous leaf. Look at that.
You should
Look
do like
at
your
that.
neck on your other cigar. Wrap it around it.
It's like a turducken.
Yeah.
So should I get the same one or should I just try for something else? This feels like a Lancero. Let's see what's up with that.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
You got a real mystery cigar.
That's unbelievable. Like, just on the cut, the whole thing came. But there's not even any fucking thing. Like, look at that.
That's weird.
It's like not even anything that would like adhere it to the binder. It's like they just wrapped it up with like nothing. This will work. Stupid.
All right.
Stupid horse shit. Can I use your cutter again?
Yeah. Here you go.
All right. It's like some fucking pre-embargo Cuba shit. It's like, whoa, this is awesome.
Oh yeah, that was my like World War II smoke that I had.
Forgot about that.
Oh, no
Psycho. All right, let's see.
All right.
Hold on. Hasn't fallen apart yet, so there's that.
Yeah, I don't like these cigars.
What, the Balmoral?
No, I don't like it.
I don't
So-
usually either.
Yeah, so it's probably not gonna be good anyway. At least it has a year of age on it. I don't know. Whoa. Pretty rough.
That's pretty rough so far. I mean, on the plus side, it really can't get any worse than that.
Oh. So Jeff, what are you smoking? Oh, I got a delay, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But what do you think he's? Why do you think he's smoking anything? Maybe he's not.
I don't know.
Maybe he's hanging out.
I was hanging out with a bunch of knuckleheads like that.
Yeah. Anyway, what's new, man?
Not much. Same old, same old.
Yeah.
Pretty slow week.
All right. See you guys next week.
So, yeah, Atman returned today or this week on that Monday.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, Atman came back.
Atman.
For the people that don't know, this guy just didn't really care for any input. He just took a picture of his cigar and like, yeah, this is my notes.
I got it on an app. It tells me what to think.
Yeah. Okay, and then he comes in It's like, oh yeah, I really like these cigars that you suggested. It's like, oh yeah, cool. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty hard to get something similar to that because La Historia, even though it's a very dark wrapper on it, it's still a very kind of smooth, nothing really biting on it. It's like, oh yeah, you're right. Do you
That's what the app says.
Yeah, it's like, no. And he went, do you smoke cigars?
Again?
It's like, yeah. It's like, how does anybody like come to a place like, do you? Oh, I'm at a Foot Locker. Do you guys wear shoes here too?
No, I don't do that. I don't. Although I will say that every now and again I've been into like stores before, and it's like you can always tell when a store has like a policy that you're supposed to like buy their clothes and like wear their clothes, and then like some stores don't. And you just go in and it'll be like you go in like a dude looking like me or something, and you get some fucking
at
like
Aeropostale.
What?
Abercrombie and Fitch.
No, like I don't know, just go to some store that I would go to, right? And then like the people there, they look like I don't know, like fucking like all bohemian and shit.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, how do you like?
Do you work in the stockroom or you work on the floor?
Yeah, like how do you look like that and work here? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so that was pretty interesting to see that guy come up again. So at least like my recommendation was like not total shit compared to the app.
Yeah, well, I had a lady today that was like I was helping her while Chris was washing his hands or something, and she was like I was like pointing her over to the Dom Pepini stuff. I was like, oh yeah, like these are all really good, and she's like, oh yeah, I always really enjoy your recommendations, and I think she could see my face kind of do like that, like I don't think I've ever helped you before, lady. And she's like, oh, you're not Mike, and I'm like, Mike, and she's like, yeah, Mike always helps me, and I really like his recommendations, and I was like, okay, well he likes e-cigars because we talk about them all the time, so like it's like something we both like a lot, so it's something that he probably would recommend to you. I mean, I don't know what you normally smoke, but it's good.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, okay, yeah. She's like, he's just really helpful. I was like, yeah, I don't really get many people telling me that you're the person that always helps them. She must come in like at very specific times when you're working.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know who this person is.
Well, she's a lady, so I just got to narrow it down pretty quick.
Does she have a dog? Okay, yeah, I know who she is.
Yep. Lady with a dog, right? It's just like that. That's how few. It's just like she's a lady. That's like 5% of people cut out, and then it's like lady with dog. You're like, okay, I know who it is.
Yeah,
like,
works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually find that for most cigar shops. Like, this is your dude. Like, no matter what, this is your dude. Like, this is the guy that recommends me cigars. Like, Chris is not here. What would you suggest?
Yeah, I get that.
Like they were like suspicious of your picks.
Oh no, I get people at Aloni sometimes, and like Jeb helps people so much, and it's just he's so gregarious and like friendly and like just like a born sales guy that like they'll come and be like, yeah, where's Jeb? And I'm like, he doesn't work on the weekends, man. He's not here today. I'm like, is there something I can help you with? Well, he always helps me. It's like, okay, does that mean you don't want me to help you?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, well, I'll just come back when he's here. Like,
Yeah, I've had that before.
All right, well, you do you, man.
Well, Chris told me I should get this, and you don't have that, and Chris is not here, so I'm just gonna leave.
I can't make up my own mind without him. It's like, yeah, but it's funny too, man, because there's this guy that comes in. He comes in all the fucking time, and his name is Ron Van Buren. Okay, super nice guy.
Hi, Ron.
Yeah, hello, Ron Van Buren. If you know that this is the thing, which he doesn't, but he comes in. He always gets the tobacco specials. He always gets the same thing, which is really weird to me that he always wants Jeb to be there. It's like
Need some motivations. Like, just get the other one, the one you always get.
I don't know, but like, so he comes in.
Good choice.
And he's always asking for Jeb, but he doesn't know Jeb's name. He always just says that he's my guy. That guy, he drives a Fiat. And every single time I'm like, oh, you're talking about Jeb. Yeah, Jeb drives a Fiat. Jeb, and I've told him Jeb's name like probably 25 times, and he's so concerned with Jeb being there, but yet he never remembers his name, and that's really weird to me that you would be so concerned with like a person, like a specific person, but not just bother to like learn what their fucking name is. It's really weird to me. But again, he always gets the same thing, so I don't know why he would need help with anything.
He needs assurance on his purchase.
I guess, I don't know, something. But yeah, anyway.
So yeah, that for work. That's pretty much it for me. And since the holidays are coming up, I'm gonna have about a week and a half of a break from work.
Oh snap!
So I decided to make a watch list of stuff I kind of missed or was in the middle of.
Oh, not watches you want to buy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Like watch shows. And more I'm going towards more recent stuff. Like some of the series that I still need to catch up on. Raised by Wolves, finish that.
I forgot you never finished Perry Mason. I talked about it a little bit. And
Yeah.
I just like once I finished it, it was like, oh, that was the end of that.
Yeah.
Like,
Catch up, I just don't have enough time for it.
yeah. No.
So trying to see on my list. So I did mention Perry Mason, Cowboy Bebop. That's the one older series I haven't watched, but some of the stuff that I did see, I did like. Watch that. Prisoner. I forgot who did that movie. I just heard someone say it was like
Prisoners.
Prisoners.
Yeah, it's
Villeneuve?
a Denis Villeneuve movie.
Yeah. So I'll watch that.
Yeah, I might have recommended that to you. I was talking about how it's kind of like a movie that doesn't get a lot of love, but it's like a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the movies that guy does are good.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Dune coming out.
That would be coming up soon.
Yeah.
That and Sorry to Bother You. A lot of people say just watch it. Don't read any reviews or anything like that.
Of what?
Sorry to Bother You. I don't know anything about the movie. People
I've never even heard of
go blind into it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch it.
Huh? Yeah, I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
So you were saying sorry to bother you. I'm like, why would you be bothering me?
So that's about it for me for this week. How about you?
So this is next week then that you get the week off or the week after?
Possibly the week before Christmas, and then leading up to the New Year, or like the first Monday of the New Year.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't anticipate having a lot of time off. Probably, especially because I think they might be open here Christmas. And I might be working on Christmas.
Nice.
It's fine. Take the hours, take the money. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. That's no, I should catch up on stuff, man. Speaking of fucking movies, I was talking about movies with Diana last night, and this thing is fucking falling apart on me again already. We're talking about movies, and we were talking about The Girl in the Book, and she's like one of the only people I know. I watched it randomly one time, and I was like, man, that was a fucking good movie. And I thought it came out in 2015, but it didn't. I guess it came out. I didn't actually look up what year it came out, but I was looking up some other movie that came out in 2015, and I was like, man, that was a good year for movies. And so I was looking up. I was like, I wonder what else came out that year. And so we need to talk about this fucking year of movies because
what year is it?
2015.
2015.
Right. It's straddled by shit. Right. Stuff from that era. 2015. Good. 14, 13, like, I mean, they all have like a few good movies, right? They're pretty good, but like 2014, not that good. 2016 is fucking garbage, and 2017 is like more or less garbage. But
Is that Mad Max?
Here are the fucking movies. Here's a fucking list of movies that that I like. It's not even that came out that year. Revenant came out that year. Hateful Eight. The Big Short. Creed came out that year. Beast of No Nation came out that year. Bridge of Spies, Pawn Sacrifice, The Martian, Room, Spotlight, Straight Outta Compton, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Best of Enemies. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I never saw that.
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation came out that year.
That was a good one.
Southpaw came out that year. Sicario came out that year.
Wait, Southpaw and Creed came out the same year?
Apparently. Mad Max that year.
Yeah.
Age of Adeline came out that year. Avengers Age of Ultron came out that year. Brooklyn. Yeah, I mean, not great, but I mean, you know, how do you not mention an Avengers movie coming out?
Yeah.
Brooklyn came out that year, and Ex Machina came out that year. And those are just the fucking high. I mean, look at that fucking list of all those movies that came out, dude. I mean, even
Man from U.N.C.L.E. is kind of like the movie that I wish they made a sequel to.
Yeah, they were supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's like even if you just took Revenant, Creed, The Martian, Room, Spotlight, Man from U.N.C.L.E., Sicario, Southpaw, Mission Impossible, Mad Max Fury Road, and Ex Machina, that would be a good year alone. And all these other movies, some of which I'm sure you haven't seen, Bridge of Spies, Pawn Sacrifice, Age of Adeline, all pretty fucking solid movies.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, these movies all came out in the same fucking year. I couldn't believe it. It was like, Jesus fuck, because I thought the girl in the book came out that year too. But I just remember seeing a lot of movies that year because I remember it was like 2014 happened, and I was like this close to just being like, dude, I'm just fucking done with new movies, period. Because everything that's just come out in the last like 2 or 3 years is just fucking garbage. Like it's all just wall to wall garbage. And I just like, I've seen like a couple of movies that were like halfway decent, but just like nothing that I even really got excited about. And then like I saw some movies that year and I was like, all right, Hollywood, like maybe you still got something in the tank. And then the next year it was just like more of the fucking same. It was like a half a dozen good movies or not. But like there's like 10 fucking really good movies on that list.
Yeah.
So it's basically like a really good movie like every month. Some of which are still like among my favorite movies. Mad Max and Sicario. It was like, man, those movies were fucking great.
Yeah. That was a good year.
Yeah, it's a good year. It's probably the best year. It might be the best year in like fucking 20 years for movies.
Since 99 at least.
Yeah. It's like, I'm trying to think of a year that I remember there being that many fucking good movies in one year. And it didn't occur to me that they all came out in one year because I didn't see them all that year.
Yeah. Because it was all in streaming or bootleg.
Yeah, I saw several of them that year. Yeah. Because yeah, I remember going to see Age of Ultron and being like, it was all right. It's like eating at a really good restaurant for the second time. And everybody was like, you didn't like Age of Ultron? I'm like, oh, I didn't say that. And Jurassic World came out that year too, but I thought that movie was garbage.
Oh, wow. Did it come out that? That's crazy.
Yeah. And everyone was like, you didn't like fucking Age of Ultron? I was like, you guys saw the new Mad Max, right? They were like, well, no. I'm like, well, go watch that and then tell me Age of Ultron still has...
Was it straddled, like, on the book end of the year?
Same summer.
Huh.
Same summer.
Like the same year.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. Ex Machina came out in the fall. I think maybe The Book Thief came out that year too. I seem to recall seeing it in theaters the same, like in the fall schedule. But yeah, like Fury Road, Age of Ultron, Jurassic World. Those were like big tentpole movies for that summer. And Rogue Nation, I think, came out in the summer too. But I didn't see that right away. I saw it later because I was just like, I'm all disjointed on the fucking Mission Impossible movies because I don't see the new ones when they come out.
I love them. It's such
well, Spectre came out that year too, but like it was like Rogue Nation was like the better version of Spectre. It was like the same thing going on, but like Spectre.
It seemed like Mission Impossible took the mantle of like cool like spy movies. They're not like Mission Impossible, not even the spy movie. It's more of like a caper than anything else.
The first one especially. I like the first one a lot because it really does feel like an espionage movie, caper movie. Yeah, I would say since the Paul Greengrass Bourne trilogy was over. Like I had high hopes for that like series to be like a great series.
Yeah, I kind of took a shit.
But it's really just those 3 movies.
Yeah. And
then like a couple of bad ones, and then they try to bring Matt Damon back, and then I saw that one here when it was on streaming when it was not good. Like yeah, it's kind of a letdown. But Man from Uncle was really good. I didn't see that till like I went to Chicago.
Yeah, I saw it maybe like 2 years after the fact.
So
that's probably why I didn't think it was from 2015.
Yeah, some of those movies, I'm like, God, that movie's that old already?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have thought that they were already 5 years old. Like, in particular, I'm trying to think of what movie I was like, wow, I can't believe that movie's, like, Revenant doesn't feel 5 years old.
No.
But yeah, that was good. I saw that in theaters. I mean, I didn't get, like, the whole...
Nature porn
and why it was, like, I mean, it was a solid movie, but yeah, I don't think it was as good as Spotlight or Sicario. Any of those movies, but Sicario is one of those movies that like was probably at least one of the 2 or 3 best movies that came out that year, and probably one of the 5 or 6 best movies in the last 10 years. And everybody I knew that saw it said was like, man, that movie's good. And then award season came along and just fucking crickets. Like nothing. It didn't win like fucking any. I don't think it was even up for any Oscars or any other fucking. It was like I was like, why am I surprised? I shouldn't be surprised because it was like I don't even know what won that year. Some 12 Years a Slave or some shit probably.
Yeah, if that was that year, yeah, definitely that year.
Which I never saw, but just because I had an aversion to it. I was like, okay, whatever. I feel like this is gonna just beat me over the head with some sort of white guilt that I don't need, so I'm just gonna forego it. It's so powerful. It's like, yeah, okay.
Your name is Toby.
It's Toby.
Kunta Kinte.
Well, plus I have this long-standing hatred of Oprah in general.
Is she in? Oh, she produced it, right?
She was like involved in it in some way, and I was just like, as a general rule, anything Oprah touches, I just stay the fuck away from. Like, I'm just like done with it. Nope, no, thank you. That's why I'm glad that I read like all the books on her book club thing before they were ever in her book club. Because
you're all hipster now.
I just don't like Oprah. I just don't want to support anything Oprah does. I think she's evil. So
not that bad.
I think she's evil. There's talks that she might run for president. You mark my words, if Oprah Winfrey gets elected president in this country, I will move. I promise you to God.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will. I absolutely fucking
No, you won't.
I will absolutely
A lot of
leave.
people say that.
Nope. I will fucking leave if Oprah gets nominated president or elected president. And if she's nominated, it's a different story. But I'm just fucking not living in a country that Oprah is the president. Ooh. I just can't do it.
Anyway. You can stop.
Thing that
you got any notes? Flavor notes?
Bad. If that's a flavor, it's pretty.
Any guesses where you think most of it's from?
Does Barbados produce tobacco?
I don't know.
That's not good. The good news is it's kind of like the badness is dissipating quickly into nothing, so that's good. This is like hot smoke by the halfway point.
I wish maybe it was like a loose band. I don't know, but we'll find.
It's not as bad as it was, but like now it's fine. But like the badness of like the first like up to the first ash was just like really gruesomely rough.
Yeah, this one is from the stuff that's in the shop compared to something like this, like with the at least the year of age on it. It's not as rough because I have this Balmoral.
I think it's Balmoral.
Balmoral.
I think.
It's just a little too sharp on the palate for me, but it kind of like it's kind of rounded off a little bit more. It has like kind of like a wine taste to it. Like when you cook with wine, it has that wine taste to it.
Yeah, from my recollection, that jives from why I didn't like them. It just kind of had like a fortified wine flavor to it.
Yeah.
Like a dry fortified wine.
Yeah, like a red wine or something like that.
Yeah, just like I don't know. I can see.
I don't know if they're like aged in like a
sherry cask or something like that. I don't know. I don't have any idea. Maybe, but then again, I can see that being a thing because the people that like those really fucking like them. Like, oh, you guys have Balmorals? They don't even make these anymore. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Fucking awful. But yeah,
it's fine.
I mean, they're not the worst cigars that I've had, like by a long shot. But yeah, some people are just crazy about them. It's like the Rocky Patel vintages. People are just like, oh my god, you guys have these?
People are really into those cigars.
Okay.
Oh man, you got to 1999s. Oh, you like hot air? That's cool.
Yeah. It tastes like sock water.
Yeah.
It tastes like just I don't know, like it's just like drinking water out of a sock. That's what it tastes like. It's not good.
It's the McDonald's cheeseburgers of cheeseburgers.
But I like McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
So
has all the basics covered.
Smokes.
Yeah, it smokes. It draws. It burns. There you go. Flavor?
I like cheeseburgers. It's not an apt analogy because McDonald's cheeseburgers are like disgustingly good.
All right, let's move into the news section to see if I planned it out pretty well.
All right.
What
do you got for news?
All right. Speaking of movies, the momentous decision that could upend the way movies are distributed in the future. Warner Brothers, the world's second largest movie, stream all of its 2021 movies at the same time they hit theaters. Those include Matrix 4, Dune, Judas and the Black Messiah, Space Jam: A New Legacy, Suicide Squad, and what else? There's another movie that
Wonder Woman already came out.
The new one.
Oh, making a sequel to that fucking piece of shit.
Wonder Woman 1984, which is gonna be streaming on Christmas Day. Trolls, Mulan. Oh wait, no, that's Disney. But yeah, so it's interesting. Just gonna fuck it. We're just gonna stream this while it's in theaters.
Who is this? What?
Warner Brothers,
Warner
which
Brothers.
is HBO Max. So you'll get to see Dune in your living room.
Oh, because it'll be on HBO?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And it'll just be included in the subscription?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Matrix 4. Matrix 4.
I mean, actually, it would be nice to see Dune on a big screen.
Yeah, it would.
Because it just seems like it calls for it, and I have a TV the size of your fucking laptop, so it's probably not going to have the same awe-inspiring effect.
The gravitas.
If I have the option to go see it in the theater, I will.
Mm-hmm.
I will pay to go see it in the theater.
Yeah.
If I can.
Mm-hmm.
Can't, then, I'll make do with what I got, but I'm certainly not going to wait for it to be, like, in the theater to go see it. Well, why would I do that?
Mm-hmm.
It's not really worth it, but no, that'd be cool. I mean, generally speaking, it is like, I don't really have a good idea of like production companies, like which production companies I like. If
you like most of the stuff from A24, probably.
Nah, I like that I've seen, but I've only seen a very small sliver of the stuff that they produce.
Mm-hmm.
That Green Knight movie looks pretty good, though.
Yeah, I kind of wish that they had more. Where they actually released it.
Yeah, was it supposed to come out this year?
I think it was slated for this year.
I don't know.
It looked cool.
Yeah, it looked cool. Yeah, I think both of Ari Aster's films
Mm-hmm.
are on A24,
Yeah.
and so is that guy that did Witch, which I really liked, and a couple of other movies. I never got around to watching mid-90s. I always wanted to,
Yeah,
but I never.
I think the reviews weren't that good.
They were pretty good from what I read.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a pretty solid movie. So okay. Then I don't know. I was like never in the mood to watch it. Like some movies you gotta be like in a certain mood to watch.
Yeah.
I was like never in the mood. I don't know. So I think it's still on my queue on Prime, which it probably isn't even free anymore. They probably took it off like months ago, and I just haven't noticed.
Yeah. So what do you have for news?
Speaking of streaming,
Mm-hmm.
did you hear that Pornhub changed its policies?
What's that?
So apparently there have been accusations that there is child pornography on Pornhub, and that Pornhub is not monitoring it closely enough.
That's not good.
No, it's not. Because like users can like upload their own stuff.
Yeah.
I guess
Mm-hmm.
it's like a thing. It's like more interactive, and then they aggregate stuff, and they just aggregate it. So there's like don't really monitor it that much. And I guess there was a New York Times op-ed talking about it, which is a really weird thing to write an op-ed about. I didn't read the op-ed, I just read the article that like referenced it in reference to them changing their policies, which was a reaction to the op-ed. So I don't know what the op-ed was a reaction to. It seems to
You
go
basically
that way.
read the Wikipedia or something.
No, because the news was not the op-ed.
Okay.
The news was that their executives announced that they were changing their policies. And I read that article, and it just talked about in response to the op-ed, which I just did not follow the hyperlink to read because they paraphrased what the op-ed said, and it all was pretty general. It's not like they paraphrased large chunks of what the writer was talking about where I felt the need to actually read what he wrote. It was just like, this is the basis of his criticism, which I felt like was generic enough that I was like, had no reason, like why would they be writing this whole article if it really had no teeth to that being his criticism. But yeah, so I guess they're changing their policies, and I guess I think Amex like basically said that they will no longer be accepting, like be able to run like Amex through Pornhub anymore because they violated their
Do people actually pay for porn anymore?
I guess. I don't know. Fuck. Some people. I used to know a guy who was like, he paid for his porn. And he was young too. He was like 18 or 19. And he paid for porn. And we were all making fun. I was like, who pays for porn? Like,
I just want to support the
no,
talent.
he's just like, dude, like once you start paying for it, like the like you just like you can't go back. Like it's like the quality is so much better. And it's like this dude was like a porn aficionado.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm like, dude, look, it's not like
friends. They would get like buy the box of like DVD porns, and then they would trade it with the. What are you guys doing? This is so, you're passing this dirty DVD that this guy was handling right after he was done, and you're like holding up like I don't. It's so weird.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe just assume he like washed his hands, or maybe you don't take the DVD out of the DVD player really quick. I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never owned like DVD porn, so I don't really know how that works. But yeah, so I guess they're like, I guess some people because I think they have like all sorts of stuff. Because Pornhub is basically like the Walmart of pornography now.
Sure.
So it's like they just do everything. I think you can get like like cam shows and like premium content and like
podcasts.
Maybe porn podcasts. I don't know. That would be pretty cool.
I know Asa Akira has a or a podcast. I think it's on Pornhub. I never went to the website, so I've never seen it.
But yeah, so they were like, yeah, we're not gonna allow you to like take charges from Amex anymore because you violated our policies. And then the article was just like, he just said that was disappointing.
What?
CEO, that's what he said. He was like, that's disappointing.
He wiped his tears with $100 bills.
Yeah, he was just like, oh no, Amex.
Oh no.
Visa, MasterCard have been silent. But
your silence is deafening.
Yeah. Trying to earn. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, I was reading about that. That was kind of weird, kind of fucking quirky and funny.
Next up, we got. Hold on, let me scroll. Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated five weight boxing champion.
That's not true.
Will return to the ring in 2021 against Logan Paul, YouTuber, record of 0-1, who fought another YouTuber, KSI.
Is this a response to him like talking shit about Conor McGregor? Because he doubled down on that shit. Did you hear him?
No.
He went on something and was talking about how he wanted to fight Conor McGregor.
That's the younger brother.
Oh, okay.
Logan. This is Logan Paul, the older brother.
I don't know.
That's Jake Paul. So yeah, it's like, what kind of fucking clown shoes belt are you trying to? And it's a pay-per-view. Who the fuck? Whatever. It's
people pay for it.
Yeah. What's the point?
So Floyd Mayweather can make another $100 million. I'm guessing.
Thank you.
Well, you got to think that the split is probably like 85-15, right? Something like that.
It has to be something crazy like
it's
that.
It's like 90-10 or something, right? Like,
I think it's more of a flex on Logan Paul. It's like, yeah, I boxed, Floyd Mayweather. He's not gonna win,
right? It used to be like, unless you were like a serious dude, you just get laughed. Like you're not gonna get a shot.
Yeah,
fighting this fucking guy. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like you were just beneath contempt. Like I just can't even express how bad it would be for you.
It's even worse than having a tomato can.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all publicity, but it's like, why? What's the point?
You know what? I'm kind of looking forward to it. Because Devin, if you're listening to this, then certainly if Floyd Mayweather could have knocked Conor McGregor out in the first round, he can and will knock this fucking chump out within 45 seconds. Like it just... There's no way he has an excuse to not do that.
There's a few factors that you have to take into account. Is that Logan Paul's pretty big. He's probably like 6 foot, probably a little bit shy of 200 pounds, probably.
So?
I'm saying he probably could take a better shot than someone who's the same weight class as Floyd.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
You mean take a shot, like get hit?
Yeah, take hit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
But like, as far as like, you need to be like scared of his like punching power and his prowess, no. Like fucking Conor McGregor's way scarier than that guy by a fucking country mile.
Well, he's a highly decorated striker in MMA. He knocks people out like Conor McGregor knocks people out. He has power.
Yeah.
So, Floyd had to watch his P's and Q's a little bit.
Sure. But like, there'd be no excuse for him not to knock this guy out inside of like fucking 40 seconds. You should just annihilate him.
Yeah. It's so weird.
Like, oh, I get that decision. The 12 rounds, the guy fucking 5 weight classes above me or whatever.
Pretty bad.
It's pretty fucking ludicrous.
I was like, wow, that's the state of boxing right now. Right? Any money fight.
I want to watch Tyson fight again. That's all I care about. I don't even like boxing anymore. It's like Tyson. Like Tyson and Tyson Fury. That's all I like is the Tysons. So, did you hear about all these weird monoliths that have been fucking popping up in the desert? Yeah. And in like LA and stuff?
Utah first, and then it was in where to shut up second.
Like he's halfway between here and LA. Somewhere, some no-name fucking town in the middle of
like
nowhere.
Bakersfield or something like that.
It was like some town I never even fucking heard of. Like it's like so, yeah. And then one in Arizona or New Mexico or something like that. And it's funny because it's like I was thinking about this. I was like like I was reading something about it, and it almost seemed like they were writing about it like they didn't realize it's just like some trolls fucking with people.
Yeah, just people saw it and just copied it.
Yeah, and then it disappeared, right?
Yeah,
And it was like, God, it's like I just don't.
Spooky.
Yeah, I didn't see what like they're made of though. It's like metal, right?
It looks like a stainless steel.
Yeah.
This is like a box. It's like
But like, what could be the
hollow.
What could be the motivation for that?
Like just avant-garde art piece that someone put out in the desert, and then.
You think it's like an art thing, not like a
yeah, it's
troll.
It's like a Banksy thing. Like someone put it out there for people to find, and then someone did find it, and then either the artist took it away or someone stole it. It's one of those options.
Yeah.
Because they weren't sure how long that thing was there, but from what I've seen on Reddit, you can actually see like a satellite photo of it on Google Maps like 2 years ago. So it's been there for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it? Are they? Do you think they're different ones, or is someone moving the same?
I 100% believe it's like different people. Like
Okay.
they're just copying.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna become some sort of coordinated movement or something, some sort of underground like cult of like people that are into randomly placing monoliths for.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like those copycats with the scary clown outfit people.
Oh yeah.
If they one would pop up somewhere, then there'd be like a slew of them for like half the year. Right.
I was like watching those when those guys get their comeuppance.
Some guy beats.
And they
shit
just
out of
do it to the fucking wrong guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, and then they have to like break the facade. They're like, whoa, no, dude, it's a fucking joke.
It's like, okay, shit.
He pulls out like a fucking Bowie knife. It's like, oh fuck, man. Yeah. Speaking of like random copycat gibberish.
Okay.
So my last piece of news is that they finally cracked one of the Zodiac killer's ciphers.
Ah, yeah.
Like one of the last ciphers that he had cracked.
Yeah.
Or that he had, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what insight that gives them into the case.
Not at all from what I read.
But it's impressive that like just a guy who just sent a cipher to the newspaper, that it took them that long to crack the cipher.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, I guess he like deliberately misspelled stuff, or at least they surmise that it was deliberate because he misspells paradise. It's a pretty elementary word, right? And he makes all sorts of references to like the Bible and poetry and opera and shit. So obviously he's like a pretty educated dude. But yeah, and they don't know if it was like to kind of throw people off on the cipher or whatever, but they have pretty good reason to believe that the cipher is like correctly translated because it makes references to a lot of things that were happening at the time, like the guy that was on that talk show, a talk show, called into a talk show and claimed to be the Zodiac killer. And then the cipher references the fact that that guy's like a phony.
Oh, okay.
Which police already knew at the time, but you know, the letter came out with it. What I don't understand is like, why would you send a letter that's aimed to communicate something, but make it like so like almost impossible to fucking to decode, like, because then your message isn't gonna get out. Like, I don't understand that.
Maybe it's a ploy to see how mega big brained he is. It's like, you can't even figure this out, dummies. I'm that fucking smart.
I know, and then it's like
chess. So 4D chess, he's probably dead right now.
Well, the guy that was the prime suspect, yeah, he's been dead for a while. They're almost certain it was that guy.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I didn't know that. They kind of suspected somebody.
Yeah, they had a guy that they thought was this is all detailed in David Fincher's Zodiac, by the way. But yeah, they have a guy that they almost certainly thought that it was, but then like they couldn't really pin it on him for a variety of reasons. Handwriting was one of them, and police guessed that the handwriting was confounded because their prime suspect was ambidextrous. So like you write equally well with both hands, so it's like that changes kind of like, you know, if I had like a certain way of writing that you could detect with handwriting analysis, and then I just wrote with my other hand and I was competent, it would bear a different signature, for lack of a better word, I guess. And so yeah, I guess so. I think it was like just some tech firm or something like that. Like some guys have been working on it for a while, and they the FBI, but again, I don't really know what insight it gives to the case. It's just, it's not like it's like such a big thing for like, oh, forensics or whatever, because it's like, how frequently is that used in criminology anymore? But it was just, to me, it was impressive. I was like, man, that was like fucking forever ago, and they're just now coming up with shit that they can like actually like decipher this.
It was like 50 years ago.
Yeah. 70s, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it stretched over, right, from like, I think the late 70s to the early 80s, I want to say, is when they finally just kind of like closed the case. Wasn't until like, I want to say that early 80s. Cause yeah, there was that Clint Eastwood movie and shit, that Dirty Harry movie.
Oh yeah,
with the guy in it that's basically the Zodiac killer. It's like kind of funny. They put that in the movie Zodiac, by the way. One of the characters is like coming out of the theater that's playing that movie, like because it was still happening at the time. It's kind of funny.
Huh.
But yeah. Anyway.
Other part of news: SpaceX tested their Starship.
It's not that impressive, really.
It was pretty badass though. Watching the feed, it's just like silo. Looks like a grain silo flying in the air, right? And I think it flew up like 40,000 feet in the air, and it kind of just hung there. And then with this kind of this rocket or spaceship, people can see it in here. It lifts off vertically, and it would hang in the air. Then it belly flops. That's the entry in there. So it's just belly flopping through the air and have these little winglets that's like stabilizing it. And then when it's about to land, it kicks over and fires the rockets like the Falcon rockets, and it lands vertically again. But it was going too fast. It was like, boom, it just blew up. It's pretty badass.
It's like, oh, $1 billion.
Yeah.
Whatever it costs.
Well, that's kind of like Elon Musk's kind of thing is like, well, if you're just going to fail, just fail right now in the early stages.
Yeah.
You get data from it, so it's not a bad thing.
Sure. Like, where is he going with this? He's trying to like have like space travel. Is that like his whole like?
They're gonna take that to the moon, or they're gonna take that to Mars. That's the projected thing for that, the Starship.
And they're just gonna have like commercial flights to like.
They're gonna colonize first, then have commercial.
But he's not gonna live to see that.
No, he wants to volunteer to be like the first person on the colony, or the first mission to Mars.
But like, how is he going to continue to fund that?
Well, that's the thing with SpaceX, because they're the commercial arm of NASA, and for most like companies that want to send satellites into space, because it's way cheaper what they use from like the Soviets or any projects that are coming out of NASA, because the rockets are reusable, they land, so it's the cost of it's really cheap. Plus, they're sending supplies to the ISS and sending crews to the ISS. Actually, they sent Dragon 2 crew up into the ISS probably like 2 weeks ago.
It's pronounced Dragon Ball Z, by the way.
Oh, yeah. So that was pretty cool.
So money that would go to NASA just goes to SpaceX now.
No, not all of it. It's just they're the transport.
Right, but what I'm saying is that, like, okay, so he's funding this. And, like, so as it continues to go, it's going to get more expensive, and like with no prospect of like revenue coming back in any way. So that's all predicated on.
What do you mean more expensive? He's trying to drive down the cost right now.
Right. But like he's driving down the cost, but you have to think that like, okay, so right now it's just like launching a thing. Eventually he's going to want to leave orbit and have something that has to like, so that's going to just get increasingly more difficult and presumably increasingly more expensive. You're going to have to like go through R&D of like a whole different step. Like once you perfect like that thing and you make that inexpensive, then the next leg is just going to be incrementally more expensive. And then you have to perfect that and make that less expensive, and on and on and on and up until you the thing you want. Yeah. It's like several layers up and just like, billions and billions and trillions possibly of dollars. And so, but it's not like it's a commercial endeavor yet where you're getting any money back from like selling flights to the moon or something ludicrous like that.
They're trying to do that.
Right. But that's still a ways off. Yeah. So it's like between now and then, like how is he going to manage to keep like spending all that money like let's just say like his business endeavors don't do so well in the next 2 years, then where does that leave the SpaceX program?
There's other space programs that are doing stuff. I'm probably sure if they like were on the outs, they would probably sell the technology or license it out to those people because that's valuable technology.
Yeah, I guess. It just seems
yeah,
like
what do rich people do? They're just like, well, I don't know, let's go into space. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cute.
That's not what rich people typically do. They usually
Richard Branson, he has a space program.
They usually find other ways to make money.
Jeff Bezos has a space program. Elon Musk has a space program. So, yeah, that's what they do.
That's what they do now. It's a relatively new phenomenon.
Yeah, they're like, well, I have rockets too. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cute.
It's pretty cute.
I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't work out. I just don't. I can't
What are you
wrap.
space hating, bro?
I'm not space
Dope
hating.
as hell.
No.
Got rockets that go like this and go like this.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, I guess, like, if you. I guess it's possible, too, that, like, you're.
We didn't even go to the moon, so why are we trying to get to the moon?
Just, like, testing stuff.
Yeah.
And just, like, having videos of that is driving, like, traffic to.
Yeah.
So that's got to be money right there, right? It's got to be tons of money.
Yeah. Their production's really good to watch the streams. It's just like watching. I don't know what to. I don't know. It's like almost like remember back in the 90s when Evel Knievel would do some stunt,
Yeah.
and then it'd be like a whole like presentation for like half an hour of him jumping the thing. And the thing only happened for like 30 seconds, but it's like all the lead up was like an hour and a half.
Yeah, or Super Dave.
Yeah, Super Dave, something like that. It's basically that, but it's like really smart people talking about rockets. Like, okay, we're going to Max Q right now. All right, cool. We just got past there. We just broke the sound barrier with that one. What's supersonic?
Do they get like all like the way sports announcers like get all deep cuts on like fucking sports analysis and shit? They just like start talking science at you because that'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, they do. When they are talking
here's
about
the thing is you need to understand about like gravitational pull.
Yeah.
Right? Just like
oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, when they do the launch, they have like little markers that happen in between. Like going max Q, I guess, is like the max velocity that you're going through the atmosphere at that certain point. That's the threshold of the speed you can go through that atmosphere. And then when they break it, then they go, into the upper atmosphere where there's less drag. And they talk about all that stuff and
Stratosphere.
sure,
Yeah.
And then when the drag or the rockets come down, all the fins come out. They're explaining what's happening. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So good luck to them.
Godspeed.
Other god stuff.
Good speed. You know what that means?
Yeah. By the way, I watched Highlander.
Which one?
Highlander.
Okay.
Well, my old lady, she'd never seen it. And I totally forgot that fucking Sean Connery says Bendejo in that movie. That's so fucking funny.
You Bendejo.
Oh, come on, Bendejo. Like, fucking, did you remember this?
No, I don't remember that.
So fucking funny. I was like, I paused it and I was like, I looked over at Diana and he just like Bendejo? Yes, he did. Fucking made the movie for me, man.
I'm Egyptian.
Yeah, I'm Egyptian. I know, and I was thinking about it, and she's like, wait a minute. Is Sean Connery supposed to be a Spaniard? I'm like, no. Sean Connery, the most Scottish guy ever, is playing an Egyptian who was raised in Spain. Opposite a guy who can't even put on a fucking Scottish accent, who I think is British.
No, he's American.
He's American.
Yeah.
And he just has like the word, like it must have been like a slap in the face to Sean Connery to listen to that fucking Scottish accent.
Look at this asshole, this Bendejo.
Yeah. I was like, why wouldn't they just get a Scottish guy to play the fucking Scottish guy? If you're gonna put them opposite of the most Scottish and try to pretend like he's not Scottish.
You got a weird accent, McLeod. Where are you from? Lots of places.
Lots of places. Oh yeah. Fucking movie. And he fucking punches the cop. He gets up and like fucking punches him after he says that. And he's just like, am I under arrest? And he's like, not yet. And I'm like, what do you mean not yet? He just assaulted a police officer. It's like, all right, I'm leaving then. It's like, man, fucking 80s, dude. You just get away with anything.
Yeah. So what did she think about the movie?
She was like, she's like, you're right. It does need to be remade.
Yeah.
She's like, because the acting is really bad. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, what they do with like good production values and good acting and like by the way, I totally forgot that the chick that is wrapped up with him, I always thought she was a reporter. She is a cop.
Oh yeah, she is a reporter. She's a cop.
She's a cop.
Yeah. She's a like forensics person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all interested in metallurgy and shit.
Yeah. She's like a weapons person, right? I forgot.
She's just a metallurgist.
Oh, okay.
Metallurgist.
Yeah, I'm not smoking this anymore. It's garbage.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I'm going to go ahead and light up this thing that is better than garbage. We tried.
Jeff's moving on to my father.
Oh, hey. Yeah, me too. Hey. Good company.
Tatawahe.
Please.
How dare you? This is the broad.
How dare you? I'm smoking the S. You can't even buy these.
I know. You're good.
I really like this cigar.
It's a good cigar.
Yeah. It's like one of those ones that was like, I want one, even though it's not like the most fantastic cigar. It just kind of like scratches a certain itch.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Highlander.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I don't know. That was random. We watched Highlander the other night, and I just remembered that he said Pendejo, and I was like, "Fucking goddamn, dude!"
It's so dope.
It's so fucking funny. I just completely forgot. Yep, that's a thing that he says.
I gotta clip that out. I don't even find it.
It's so good. Time in his professional career, at least on screen, that Sean Connery's ever said that.
Dope.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's pretty much that's all I have right now, dude.
You didn't watch anything else this week? You're just like building the watch list.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like you're on the lookout for pedophiles or something. Though when I say building the watch list,
building the list.
Building the list. Yeah. So this fucking sucked.
What?
I'll give you this story real quick. So, oh man, I almost burned a hole in my water there. That's not cool. So my old lady's birthday was earlier this month, and I fiddle fucked around and like had an idea for a present for her like a couple months ago, and then decided that I was like, man, it's not something that she's gonna get like any use out of. Like it's just a no use present. Period. Like it's
a nice thing to have.
There's an absolute no utility, right? Unlike the last present I got her, like some of the last presents I've got her. I forget what I got her for our anniversary. I got her two things. One of which I got her a piece of jewelry, which gets some utility, and then I got her an electric kettle, right? Because she drinks tea like all the fucking time. She uses electric kettle like every fucking day.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, electric kettle is a little pragmatic, right? Yeah. And the jewelry wasn't anything extravagant. It was just kind of like a pretty simple necklace that she had been wanting, right? So I was like, all right, I'm going to do something that's not as, old married couple, right? So,
I got you some stamps.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Got you a subscription to... got you the entire box collection of Murder, She Wrote. Right? But
I donated in your name.
Yeah, to the Human Fund.
Yeah.
So I decided, okay, I'm gonna get her something that's just like she would never buy for herself, right? Because it just has no fucking utility. Never justify like spending the money on it. And then I was like, nah, let me try to get something that maybe is a little better or whatever. And I kind of hemmed and hawed around a whole bunch about it. And then it was like a week before her birthday, so I just kind of broke down and I was like, all right, fine, I'm just gonna fucking order the thing. So I ordered the thing. And our Amazon Prime account, I ordered it through Amazon, our Amazon Prime account is synced to her email.
Uh-oh.
No, not that bad yet.
Oh, okay.
So, synced to her email because she orders a lot of stuff on Amazon, and I order hardly anything, and I'm tired of getting all the confirmation emails for all her shit, and having to tell her that it's on its way and when it's going to be there and all that shit. So I just sync it to your email. So I told her, I was like, hey, I ordered a present. Like, don't look at, make sure you got the confirmation email, but don't look at the confirmation email. She's like, okay, great. So she does that. Present was supposed to arrive today. Finally, like 10 days late.
Holy shit.
And well, not late, just I ordered it late. So it was like, it took longer than I thought it would to ship, and then I ordered it with only like 5 or 6 days for her birthday, so it was like whatever. It was gonna get here on the 12th instead of the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
And so she gets an email today that like they had sent her an email last week. The item was damaged in shipping.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like an option to like, we can send you like a better copy of the book in decent condition for 10% less, or we can give you the full refund. And I went to her spam folder or something. And so like they just refunded her the money. And she saw what it was because she had opened the email and just told her what it was. So it not only ruined the surprise of the present, but also she's not gonna get the present.
Yeah.
And I have to try to get it again. And it was like,
yeah, those first editions of Twilight's pretty hard to get.
Oh yeah. Unbearable Lightness of Being, first edition. But it's like, well, what is she gonna do with that? It's just gonna sit on the shelf and she's gonna look at it and be like, yay. Like she's already read the book, she's another copy of the book. If she wanted to read it again, she'd probably read that copy instead of reading the first edition that she has. But whatever, she's a bookworm, and I was like, okay, I'll just get something. It'll be sweet. And it was funny too, because it was like, I ordered the book, and then just in casual conversation, we were talking about books one day, like after that, and she mentioned, she's like, oh, because it's like, that's like my favorite book, I think. I'm pretty sure it's my favorite book. And I was like, all right, I got that. Right, it's gonna be good, right? And then nope, just totally ruined. And I didn't even get to I wasn't even by her to see the reaction. Like she just texted me like, oh, apparently like the book is not coming because it got damaged. And I'm like, okay, that's great, fucking wonderful, right? So it ruined it. I didn't even get to see like her reaction to the thing that I was gonna get her. And now it's I gotta like try to find it again. And I was looking it up, and I was looking up other copies of it, and they were just like suspiciously inexpensive. Like some of them like less expensive than like a paperback new, like I would just get from Barnes and Noble, like $25.
Yeah.
$17. I'm like, there's no way this is like a first edition of this book from the early 1980s.
I don't know.
It can't be. You can't get first editions for that inexpensive. It's just, you can't.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay.
I was getting like those hardbound, but they're from the library. I always like those books. Those are pretty cool. Because they always have like the, whoa, shit. First time smoking, bro. Because it has a Dewey Decimal thing on the thing there, has the stamps of the due dates coming in. It's like, this is rad.
People that like have checked it out before you.
Yeah, and it has the that heavy duty plastic around it with the dust cover on it.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah, these are rad. And I just put it on my shelf. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be able to get those from like the Friends of the Library. You get them for like $1 or $2.
Oh yeah.
At the used bookstore in the library or whatever, they just sell like old copies. Yeah, I was gonna get her. Like last year, I was gonna get her a copy of this other book that she really likes. It was like her favorite book as a girl, but because she's like a book nerd, it's a really old book. It's called Anne of Green Gables, so it's from like the fucking I don't know. It's like early 1900s or something. So I was like, oh, let's see if I can find this the first edition of this book. Nope. It's like fucking like $2,000 or something like that. I was like, no, I don't love you that much.
I don't like you that much.
Yeah. It'd be like one of my favorite books is Tom Sawyer. We're like trying to find a first edition of Tom Sawyer or something.
No.
Like,
Find that.
That's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, so yeah, it's like people that like modern literature. It's like, okay, you can get like if you want a first edition of like the Hunger Games or something, right? Like big deal. It's like 10 years old or whatever. Yeah. Although that book might actually be really expensive, but I don't know.
I have no idea.
Neither do I, but I just assume it's what people. But then again, like those books aren't literary fiction, right? They're not people that are like book collectors would collect them. So maybe it wouldn't be that expensive, but whatever. Just like some book from like 7 or 8 years ago would be that hard to like track down the first edition of it for
Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, Da Vinci Code. Yeah, there you go. Something stupid that like no serious book collector would ever want a first edition of.
I have all the first editions.
It's just like a whole shelf of them, man.
Angels and Demons.
I don't need it. I don't need that shit. But yeah, no, not Anne of Green Gables. Maybe if it were like 1984 or something, but like nope. Not fucking this book from like 1910 or something. It's like fucking a 100-year-old book, first edition. It's like, whoops.
I got a free Audible book of Huck Finn. I'm like, what's the point of this book? It's just like I said of a young child during that time, but like, what's happening in this book?
What do you mean? What's happening? It's like my favorite book.
Huck Finn?
Yeah.
I'm like only like 5 chapters.
The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like 5 chapters in, and they're just talking about Tom Sawyer, just like, we're just gonna make a gang. We're gonna rob and murder people, and like, all right. And then we never did any of that stuff. And
well, they're kids.
I know, but it's like, is anything gonna? I know they're gonna go down the river at some point.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for something to happen.
Oh, it's like, yeah, it's high adventure, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just waiting.
It's like setting up the characters and what kind of characters they are.
Yeah.
You know, all that.
Wasn't the big thing to do of like Mark Twain to write in that style of the character? I don't think that was like a thing back then.
Mm-mm.
So I guess that's, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite book, or at least in my top 5. You know, it's certainly up there with.
Oh yeah, shout out to Audible for making those free. I like that.
To make them what free?
Like the classic books, audiobooks for free.
Are they?
Yeah.
I had Audible for a while.
Yeah, you know, if you listen to one book a month, and then they have like a pretty big library of like quote unquote free stuff with your subscription. It's like a pretty good like added bonus to it.
Yeah, especially like the classics, like really like old books. It's like, yeah. Now that I think about it, actually, I was listening to the Federalist Papers, and it was free on Audible. But I didn't find a spot that like where it was all like aggregated or whatever.
Now they have it all aggregated, okay. So it's like got the Republic on there.
Yeah,
that's like 12 hours long.
Yep. But is it read by the author? So that's the.
What did they put it on? They couldn't do it on wax. They didn't have anything back then. Probably just like scrolls.
Yeah. It's too bad Max von Sydow's dead, because he has a great voice for audiobooks.
Oh yeah.
He'd be a great guy to read the audiobook.
Oh yeah. Maybe I could put in a. Oh, that Michael Caine thing was pretty good. I told you about that. I'm Michael Caine. These are the heist stories.
Heist stories?
The heist stories.
Oh yeah. It was what was it?
Oh yeah, I'm reading The End Is Always Near by Dan Carlin of Hardcore History fame. It's basically just an extension of his podcast, basically. So that's pretty good. It's always like during the pandemic, I hit on the section where he was talking about the Spanish flu. Like, oh, this is creepy.
Yeah, it was funny. Like I was writing that D&D article. Like I asked a bunch of the people that I interviewed, like, what games do you like to play? Like, during COVID, and a lot of them said Pandemic and playing Pandemic a lot. Like, it's appropriate.
Play, damn it.
Oh my god, there was some fucking book. What was it? It was 1984, but I almost bought the Audible book, even though I own the book, because it was read by
James Dincio drive out of Los Angeles elated. They just pulled off the job of a lifetime. It's not good.
fucking
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like Michael Caine, but he wouldn't be my vote for like favorite to me. Who the fuck was it?
I just like the professional like Audible readers. They do a great job.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need a celebrity telling me, reading it to me, because they do a better job at doing it.
I mean, I don't know, man. If it was Max von Sydow, though, Max von Sydow's got such a good voice. But who was it? It was somebody else with a fucking great, like, I was like, man, I really want to, like, listen to this dude fucking read me 1984. I can't remember who it fucking was.
Michael B. Jordan.
No. It was...
Chapter 4. Well, 3 or 4 months run alone.
Elijah
Well
Wood.
into the winter now.
Oh.
I had been to school most of the time and could spell, read, and write just
Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frodo, Mr. Frodo.
Mr. Frodo! Mr. Frodo! God damn it, it's gonna bug me now. Let's see. See if I can look up who it was. As read by... Nah, I got nothing. It was somebody that's like alive still, and I was like, man, this was a pretty good person to choose. And it wasn't like James Earl Jones or fucking
that'd be awesome.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Like, those are the two that would like immediately come to mind.
I heard the worst person to read a book, Stephen King. Like he has like the driest voice. And coming from a guy that knows the material, you would think he would like spice it up a little bit.
He would like emphasize like other people like take it. Give me that.
Yeah.
King, I'll read your work better than you do.
That's cool.
And then wouldn't you believe it? Pennywise was standing on the other side of the room. He was menacingly looming over the children, and they were terrified. And then he came at them, and the lights seemed to dim, and that was really scary, guys.
Trust me, it's scary. It's a lot scarier in my head than you think it is.
You guys read that one about the spooky car, right? I wrote that one about the spooky car. It was super spooky. It's like fucking stupid. Some of the things, man, that he's like written about, it's fucking just like so dumb. I can't even like imagine. Like, why did you think that this was scary?
Langoliers.
Yeah, they're basically like critters, right? In space or in time, right? That was a weird concept for. I mean, I can give it to him for coming up with kind of an odd concept.
Yeah.
But
is that guy always writing? He's still releasing stuff, right?
I remember reading in his book on writing that he said he writes 20 pages a day, even if he's not working. At least 20 pages a day. That's fucking ridiculous.
It's like being a professional athlete, but a writer. Sense for a guy that just writes for a living.
I'm pretty sure he's the most prolific writer ever.
Not the Scientology guy? He wrote a lot of books. Not very good, but he wrote a lot of books.
Published books.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some guy somewhere that, like, wrote fucking, by most accounts, Soren Kierkegaard wrote, like, fucking 10 hours a day. Like, every day for, like, a decade. Like, so, but,
who's the guy from the Fight Club? The author is, like, Dave Spleen.
Chuck Palahniuk wrote.
No. Like in the story, remember, like in the house, the abandoned house. This guy was just writing stuff, like in the.
Oh, in the first person narratives of Jack's swollen testicles or whatever. Yeah. There's a whole series of these articles, like written in the first person from an organ. I am Jill's nipples. I am Jack's medulla oblongata. Without him, I can't regulate body temperature and basic functions. Like, yeah, that's weird. But yeah, no, Stephen King. If you just think about like all the movies and TV shows and everything that's like based on all like just this, like he's probably. Like, if you count him as, like, a movie maker, just based on the things that are, like, based off of his stuff, he's probably the most prolific movie maker ever.
Yeah.
Like, media maker, like, TV shows and fucking movies.
Yeah, the only person I can really think of, like, author-wise, Michael Crichton did a lot of stuff, but not as much as Stephen King, though.
Yeah, I've read maybe, like, 7 or 8 Stephen King books. And for every one that I've read, I'm sure there's, like, 100 that I haven't read. They're just all kind of, like, how do you just keep... I mean, yeah, I guess if you just like trying to come up with that many ideas, eventually you get to like, let's see if I can make a car spooky. Like a spooky car.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They made that into a movie. That was one of his better ideas.
Was it Christine?
Yeah, it's a haunted car.
Didn't he write the one with like the haunted trucks or something like that?
Yeah, Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah. I just remember the cover with the goblin face on the
Green
truck.
Goblin, yeah.
And then they wanted gas. That's all they wanted.
I don't remember what they want. They're sentient. Yeah, they're like sentient trucks. That movie has Emilio Estevez in it.
Oh, yeah.
And the one good thing about that movie, I don't know if you know this, the whole soundtrack is done by AC/DC.
Oh, really?
It's like an original soundtrack for just that movie, done by all AC/DC, wall to wall. So it's like worth watching the movies. Fucking rock out to like it's like an AC/DC album in its own right. It's like super good. But yeah, they just like I don't remember what happened. How they and that's one of those movies where they don't ever tell you like how it happened or why it happened or whatever. It's like, yeah, they're trucks and they're coming after us.
We'll go up these stairs. I can't go upstairs.
Yeah, right. Like, look all. They want, maybe they did just want gas. I don't remember.
That's what I remember from like as a little kid. I just remember like Emilio Estevez filling them with gas and they just go away. That's all I remember.
That's so fucking dumb.
You want gas, buddy? You want gas? I think he wants gas.
I think he wants gas. Would have been a better ending if he's like, I think they want gas. And he's going there, they just run him over. No, we just want to kill you.
We want blood.
But yeah, haunted vehicle. He made more than one work based on haunted cars.
Who was the executive? Like, yeah, make that movie.
Haunted cars, yeah.
Cars are hot.
That's a good thing. That Christine one went over really well. It's like just fucking or just like Cujo. Like Cujo's just like, it's just a dog.
Yeah.
He's not even like a demon dog or anything.
He's not?
No.
Oh.
He's just a dog that gets rabies.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was like possessed or something.
Nope.
Like a demon dog.
Just gets rabies.
Just put it down. That's all you need to do.
But they can't.
Why?
Because he's so aggressive.
They don't have guns in that world or what?
Not in that one. Or like in some old farmhouse or something. Which I don't know what kind of old farmhouses have a fucking gun on every
shotgun
available
perverted?
Fucking coat rack with guns on it, fucking one above the mantle, like a tool shed with guns in it.
Yeah, like a truck with a shotgun rack on it.
Yeah, in the truck. Yeah, it just seems like they'd be everywhere, but it's like for some reason they're just like, let's just go live out in the wilderness. But we're not one of those people, you know. Like those people don't exist.
See, these folks don't understand us.
There's two types of people in this world. There's folks that wear high heels to work and spend $5 on a latte, and then there's everybody else. Yep.
Yeah, I guess so.
Those are the two types of people.
Well, wait a minute, I don't wear high heels to work or drink $5 lattes.
There's two types of people in this world.
I'm country folk.
People that overgeneralize and people that don't.
Yeah.
City folk just don't get it. I was like, man, I remember seeing those commercials when I lived in Iowa. And I'm sure it was a thing before I lived in Iowa, but I only saw they were on like every fucking commercial break during hockey.
Oh, really?
Like every commercial break, like they were like, Iowa's fertile ground, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, get the, and it was like, and the funny thing about those commercials, the ones on TV, and there was this one that was like, where's Jill? And it's like, she's out walking the fields again, lonely.
Oh, it's the cows, right?
Yeah, the cows are talking.
Yeah.
And it's like, she's out walking the fields again, you know, because she's lonely or whatever. She needs to go on farmersonly.com. And, but the funniest thing is like, you know, it's like a television commercial.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think that they would choose, like, you know, attractive actresses. Mm-hmm. They would get, like, some sort of bimbo and just put her in, like, a flannel and, like, you know, high-waisted fucking Wrangler jeans or some shit, and just she would pretend like she was the kind of people that, but no, it just looked like they just look like regular Iowans. Like just this frumpy looking chick in like fucking mom jeans, and like she's supposed to be like the attractive chick you're supposed to meet on this site, and it's like a middle-aged mom that like is sad, and like I don't know why you think that that's gonna drum up support for.
Well, at least they're honest.
Sure, but since when does that work in advertising?
Kool-Aid.
It's sugar water.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I need to make a correction from last episode, or you know.
This relates to the Kool-Aid man?
No, not Kool-Aid. It's the hot dog dude from Wiener Schnitzel. Mm-hmm. His name is the Chosen One. And he didn't want you to eat him. He ran away from people. I forgot about that.
Oh, okay.
He was like always hiding. I forgot about that.
So he's like the Lucky Charms guy. What's his name?
No, he's not like check me out. It's like, you can't catch my Lucky Charms. He's like actively hiding away from people.
Oh, because he's afraid they're going to cannibalize him.
Yeah.
Which that is what would happen. Yeah. So they should be afraid.
Yeah, we have a sentient chili dog. He's like, no, don't eat me.
I know.
Don't eat me.
Yeah.
But such a lame name for the Chosen One.
Yeah, that's a weird name for
pretty lame.
Sentient hot dog.
Yeah.
How do the condiments stay on him when he runs away? How come he's not like slopping chili and cheese all over the place? It seems like it'd be really easy to find him.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of like burger pictures or fast food pictures, like it's pristine looking.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad looking when you get it.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it seems like if he went to run away, it would just be slopping stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I always find myself wondering, like, when something's, like, supposedly, like, a sentient piece of food, like, what does that food eat to stay alive?
I don't know. Maybe they're like, I don't know. I don't know.
Because, like, the Trix rabbit, right, like, he eats... Well, his name is Trix. Is that his name?
Yeah, Trix the rabbit.
Trix the rabbit.
Yeah.
So, like, he eats the cereal, right?
Yeah.
That's why he's, like, basically a crackhead, right?
Yeah.
He's all fucking
And that's
like,
why Tony the Tiger's all hyped up because he's on sugar.
he's like, "Rrrr," so
Yeah.
you get it.
Yeah. The
Like
Cookie Crisp dog and Burglar are really into Cookie Crisp.
The Cookie Crisp dog and Burglar?
Yeah, because they had two mascots. They had
Oh,
the
that's
dog and then
Yeah.
the Burglar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with a Hamburglar.
No. Or was it a cop?
Well, the cop is always chasing him because he's trying to steal a Cookie Crisp. Right?
Yeah, so I guess the dog is the thief.
And there was a lot of narrative to fucking 90s commercials. You ever notice, like, the fucking... It was always, like, somebody absconding with something.
Yeah.
Like the Noid...
Uh-huh.
You know, he's like absconding, and then like I feel like there was like a soda commercial like that too, like the 7-Up spot guy. Was he running from somebody for some reason?
Were they trying to put him on the logo? I forgot.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The narrative later on was like, why are you taking my cereal, asshole? I'm just trying to show you the cereal.
Well, that's because it was an analogy to the rape of the bees.
Yeah.
Because all those vegans, you know, they think that it's horrible to.
Hey
take
man, you
bees.
think those bees work for you?
Kind of.
Yeah, just make honey, no matter what you do.
That they make it for other bees. Isn't that why they make it?
Yeah, for their larva.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna make it if you take it away. They're like, oh, our quota's done. We can't make any more honey. Right?
Yeah, to be fair, bees are pretty. I mean, I guess it's kind of you're kind of bullying them because they're kind of like the guy that like, hey,
They're like making a sandcastle about to be done, and you just fucking swipe. It's like, fuck.
No, they're not like fuck. They're just like, we'll just make another one, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Work until we like. To me, that like they think like that. Like it's like, oh, you're exploiting the bees. It's like. The bee's whole purpose is just to toil making honey for the larvae and then just die.
Yeah. Yeah.
How am I making their life exponentially worse by doing that?
Yeah.
By just taking, like, presumably when there's enough honey, they just, we're just gonna die now.
Our quota is done.
Yeah.
Or it's like chickens, right? They make eggs every day. No matter what you do, as long as you don't have a rooster around them, they'll just make eggs. Like, if it's not fertile, it's not going to be anything. It's just be a pile of junk. Right?
I don't really know how chickens work.
Yeah, they just produce eggs. That's all they do.
No, I mean, I know that, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know what they do, like, a chicken in its natural habitat does. I never, like, I don't know. Fucking, I can't even imagine what a chicken,
A wild
like a
chicken?
wild chicken. What the fuck does that look like? I mean, not like a Cornish game hen or something like that. I
Yeah.
mean, like just like a regular chicken in the wild.
I guess we domesticate them so much that all they do is lay eggs. They don't really do anything other than, like, eat and produce eggs.
Well, I mean, what do animals really do other than just eat shit and reproduce?
Yeah, but not to that amount where they just, like, make, like, one big cell every other day, and that's about it.
That's what I do.
Yeah, we just bred them to, you know, like, this one produces more, made it with that one, and they produce more, and, you know, just breed that species to make that.
Yeah, I always wondered, like, okay, so somebody I'm sure can answer this, and I feel like I used to know the answer to it. So, a hen is a chicken that, like, whose eggs are taken from her, I think. And, like, but so, like, there's a rooster, a hen, and a chicken.
No, they're all those things are chickens.
But no, a hen is a different thing.
Is it? I don't think they are.
There's, like, yeah.
A hen is the female, adult female chicken.
So then, what do we just call a chicken?
A rooster
Is a male
chicken. A chicken is like saying cow, right? They got
Cows are female.
bulls aren't cows.
Yeah. Well, no, bulls aren't cows. It's like saying men or women.
Okay, cattle.
Cattle.
They're
right.
cattle. Okay.
Cattle.
So a cattle is, a female is a cow, a male is a bull of cattle.
Yeah, it just says a female of any bird. Female chicken. Okay, so chicken is just a generic phrase that refers to either gender. Right?
It's like human.
No, I guess I do just call him hen. I don't know, I just never hear anyone call a rooster a chicken. They always call them a rooster. Or a cock.
Yeah.
Remember, there's like a chicken. That's a rooster. It's a male privilege, I guess.
I guess so.
But like, I think of a hen, I always think of like the, like they're like, big and like, bigger and like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What's the difference between white-shelled eggs and brown-shelled eggs? Besides the color.
I think it's just the color. They don't taste different from what I've heard.
So why would anyone care? Why
I
do
don't
people
know.
care? Why are the brown-shelled ones more expensive?
I don't know. Why are carrots always orange when there's a variety of colors? Because we know them as, they're orange.
Sure, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine the other varieties taste different.
From what I understand, they all taste the same.
No. I mean, they don't really taste like much, so
Yeah.
it's not really saying a lot, but I just assume that they make them be all orange.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of like getting red apples, right? They just found one red apple and just kind of split that off, and now all apples are red. But in reality, they're mostly like green Granny Smith apples are just kind of usually the typical variety you find in nature.
Yeah, but like green and yellow apples aren't all that uncommon. Like especially green apples. Like if I said to you an apple, I mean maybe you would think of a red apple, but like
I would think red apple.
Right, but it wouldn't be like like same thing with the eggs. Like if I said an egg, you'd probably picture a white egg. Mm-hmm. But if I said get some eggs and I handed you some brown eggs, you would be like, "What the fuck is this?"
You're like, "Oh, brown eggs."
You're just like, "Oh, they're brown eggs,"
Yeah.
because those are a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But like carrots are just like all orange, so they just like make them all orange. But like, why do I care what color the shell is?
I don't know.
I care what color the yolk is.
Yeah, sure.
That means a lot more to the quality of the egg.
Mm-hmm.
Get those ones that are like damn near orange. That's like, it's gonna be delicious.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I always wondered that. I was like, why do people care if they have brown eggs or white eggs?
I don't know.
And also, what's the difference?
I don't know.
I mean, like, chickens either lay white eggs or brown eggs?
No, they can do both. My dad has chickens.
So a single chicken could like lay one brown egg and then one white egg?
From what I've seen, yes.
Okay, that's what I was always confused about. I was like, do they come from different kinds of chickens? Like, these chickens only...
I want the white chicken, it makes white eggs.
Yeah, the white chicken makes white eggs, and the brown chicken makes brown eggs.
Yeah.
So, like, it's...
You got the brown chicken and brown cow.
Yeah, that's why I just never understood. Like, do they
know.
just come from a different kind of chicken? And do people think that matters or whatever? Or is it just like you could just get like,
I think it's their diet, maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue.
Because they're like, I've seen them where they're like blue or like light blue, and then brown and then whitish and off-white.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I never understood like why anyone would care what color that shell on their chicken egg was.
Uniformity, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I just want them white eggs. Get that white power in me.
I mean, you could have just told me, actually all chicken eggs are normally brown and they just make them white and I would just believe you. I would have just been like, oh,
They
okay.
wash them.
Yeah, it's like flour, right?
Yeah.
Flour's not white, but they just make it white.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's the thing you want for whatever reason.
I don't know.
This is another thing that's doubly confusing. So, sugar is typically white. because it's bleached, right?
Yes.
It's made to be white.
Mm-hmm.
And then they make brown sugar, which has molasses. But then you can get like raw cane sugar,
And it's brown.
and it's brown, but it's not brown sugar.
Yeah.
That seems confusing in general.
But they taste different too.
Brown sugar and raw cane sugar?
Yeah.
Yes, they do. That's what I'm saying. Like, you might think you could substitute like regular cane sugar for brown cane sugar, like raw cane sugar, and they're a close approximation.
Not close enough.
I mean, just as like a generic sweetener, they probably are. Not for like baking or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine they
Yeah.
would be. But like, they're certainly closer than brown sugar in either of them. But it's like weird because Diana was looking for coarse sugar, and I was like, "What?" She's like, "What is coarse sugar?" And I'm like, "I don't know, just not finely ground sugar, I guess. Maybe it'll say coarse sugar." And then the cane sugar is like these big crystals, right? And I'm like, "Oh, maybe they just mean this." She's like, "Well, that's brown. Is it brown sugar?" And I'm like, "No, it's not brown sugar. I mean, it is brown sugar."
Yeah, but brown sugar is like it's still fine sugar, but it just has the molasses that makes it stick to each other.
Exactly.
But if you talk about raw cane sugar, it's fat chunks.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
But what's confusing is that brown sugar is just called brown sugar. But raw cane sugar is sugar that is brown. So it's like you could just say get some brown sugar and it could go either way. It just seems like if they wanted like a crisper delineation, they wouldn't make them the same color.
Yeah, plus you got to be careful too when you're looking at a recipe. If they're looking for kosher salt versus table salt for a recipe,
Oh, kosher shell's way different.
it's the proportions too are different because they're bigger and there's more space in between. So you have to use technically less by weight with kosher salt,
Kosher salt.
kosher salt than regular table salt. So if you use the same ratio versus the two, with the table salt, it's gonna be way more saltier.
Right, because it's more finely ground. So volumetrically, it's more salt. But weight-wise, it would be you want to go by weight instead of, wouldn't you? You want to go by weight instead of volume.
Sure,
is what you're
it
saying.
just depends on who's doing the recipe.
See, I don't know the difference between kosher salt and like I know that it like doesn't have, it's not sea salt because to be kosher it can't have any remnants of shellfish in it, right? That's the distinction. Because can't eat sea salt because it could have, stuff from shellfish in it because it was from the sea. But beyond that, what is kosher salt?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but it's definitely different than regular salt.
Yeah, it's more flakier.
Yeah,
It's prepared different.
I know. It's weird.
Wow.
I don't really notice a big difference in the taste. There's another thing too, like salt, right? There's pink salt and green salt and black salt, but they all pretty much taste like salt from what I can tell.
Yeah, it's just where they're mined from.
Yeah. So why do they even like market the other ones, the different colors? I mean, maybe there's some people that can tell the difference in the flavors
I don't know.
because they have to taste somewhat different, I would imagine.
There might be some sort of difference to it, but there's like minute like mineral levels in pink Himalayan salt,
Yeah.
but not by much.
Yeah, it's like, can you tell the difference when you get the peppercorn medley versus just black peppercorns?
I never get the medley, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's got green and pink and white peppercorns in it,
I don't know.
and black peppercorns. Which, strangely enough, I don't think.
They're all the same. They're just picked at different points.
They're not the same.
Black and white are the same.
Right, but green and pink aren't even peppercorns.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I learned this on Good Eats.
Yeah, I just know black and the white pepper are the same thing. They're just picked at different points.
Yeah, but green and pink aren't even peppercorns.
Oh.
They're berries or whatever, for whatever reason. I don't remember. It's like I learn things, but I don't learn the
To retain
why
it.
of the thing. It's like we were talking about the berries, and then they're like, "Oh, I think you know about the berries, and these aren't berries," and you're like, "Why not?" I'm like, "File not found." I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like,
It's like Newton is like, does the planets go around in a circle or elliptical? Oh, elliptical.
why? I don't know.
I'll be back in a year. Here's calculus. Figure it out.
Yay. See, that would be some baller ass shit right there if I could do some stuff like that. Like, there's like random other things like how many things that are like we call vegetables that aren't vegetables are not technically vegetables. Like lettuce isn't a vegetable.
Yeah.
or is it not? It's not celery isn't a vegetable. Like it's a bunch of stuff that's like more common vegetables that aren't vegetables at all.
Like peanuts aren't peas or nuts.
Or nuts.
Yeah.
Legumes.
Legumes.
But see, at least you have an idea of what a legume is, right? Like peas are also a legume, and so are green beans. And so it's like you have kind of a sense that it's like some sort of like segmented thing in a pod of some kind. And but like you just say like, oh, lettuce isn't a vegetable. You're like, well, what makes a vegetable? I was like, I don't know. I don't fucking have any idea.
It just is.
I just know that lettuce isn't a vegetable.
Yeah.
So it's not really like I'm smart so much as that I just pick up little fucking fortune cookie factoids in my brain.
Wasn't the reason why they designated the tomato as a fruit is because of a tax thing or something to do with nutrition in school?
I think it has to do with because when it comes to food groups, you're not really talking about. You're talking about nutritional value, right? So a tomato provides a lot of the same nutrients that you get from the vegetables, so it goes in the vegetable group. It's the same thing with like tofu, right? Tofu doesn't go in the vegetable group; it goes in the protein group, typically. And so it's like, or beans is a better example. Yeah, beans are a protein, right? They go in the protein group. They don't grow in the vegetable group, even though they are closer to a vegetable than they are like meat. Yeah, but you're lumping things by nutritional value, you know, proteins and starches and vegetables and fruits and sugars and stuff. So they go together, and for some reason, like I don't know why. Well, I guess carbs are typically complex carbohydrates nutritionally, right? So sugar gets its own category food group wise because it's not a complex carbohydrate.
No, the carbs are carbs.
Right. So why don't they lump sugar in with carbs in the food pyramid or the food wheel or the food whatever it is now?
I think they delineate because of the fiber. That's why.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Same thing with vegetables, right? Like they have fiber in them, which is good. Which is a clever thing that like marketing companies did, like V8 for instance. It's like, ooh, 3 servings of your vegetables a day. It's like, no, it's not. Juice. It's not, because the whole point of getting 3 servings of vegetables is to get fiber in your diet, right? In addition to the other things. Fiber is important.
Just a bunch of vegans drinking V8.
It's just like, you know, like V8 splash, right? It's basically
you're eating V8 with Fritos and or Cheetos and Oreos. I'm vegan.
Sounds pretty good. You know, unless you're drinking like high pulp orange juice, which I love and Diana hates, so it's kind of weird.
That's mostly pulp.
I want it just like a step down from an orange, man. That's what I want. I just want like, something that's basically an orange that I could just drink through a straw.
I'll get you some of the Asian stuff. It's pretty good.
It's like just like a slurry. Like it just
basically it has like little pods, and it has a little bit of just like liquid into it to get in your mouth. Those are dope.
Sounds pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I want. I like super high fiber. Like just like I feel like it should just be like no pulp, some pulp, lots of pulp, extra high pulp, and then just oranges. That should be the progression in the grocery store. It should be oranges. And so I want something that's just between like just down from an orange. That's I
kind of feel like most adults shouldn't have. Like, are you a kid? Like,
Diana doesn't like the pulp.
Just a little bit of pulp at least. Shit.
She's fine with the low pulp, but like, yeah, she doesn't like pulp. I don't get it. It's like the tastiest part of the fucking orange juice.
It's pretty good.
It's like yeah, you just chew it up. Yeah.
You suck out all the juice. You got like all the pulp in there. Just chew it up.
It's like she doesn't like the aloe drink either, and that's my jam. That's something I did not think I would ever like, but I do. It's like the little blobs of fucking aloe. Like, oh, like fucking floaties in it. And I drink them. This is really refreshing and delicious. It's kind of... Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of
like open like through it.
It's a good thing that those things just like they don't come in like a giant mayonnaise jar like this.
Oh yeah, I told you that's why it's like they like kind of restrict you. Like, it takes time to open those things. Like you just have like a fucking basket full of the plastic.
Like, what are they meant to eat like a snack like that? Yeah. Like, what would you put them in, like, beyond that? They're not, like, an ingredient for anything, are they?
No, it's just a thing by itself. Yeah. It's like Pop Rocks. Like, are you going to put Pop Rocks on stuff?
No, but, like, that's, like, those little lychee things are, like, barely 2 bites. It's not even, like, the size of a Jell-O cup. Yeah. It's like fucking, like, an ounce and a half.
I feel like they're meant to have, like, 5 at a time. You can't eat just one. You're a monster if you do.
Like, well, then why wouldn't they just make them a little bit bigger?
Oh, safety reasons.
Yeah.
Kids choke on them. That's why.
Fucking so much.
Yeah, they used to be bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they stopped because like kids were choking on them.
Is it just because the lychee's so chunky?
Yeah, I guess it's just like little kids.
Oh, because they eat them like that.
Yeah.
I got you. Instead of eating it with like a spoon, like you would a Jello cup.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Because I could see you just eating it like Jello.
Yeah.
Like a cup.
Mm-hmm. Those are good. You ever had real lychees, like, or not? You know, peeled lychees in a can. It's so good.
No, never had it.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm aware of what it is, but it's like one of those things like
With the syrup,
I didn't have for the longest
like a
time.
fruit cocktail, but just lychee. Yeah,
Mandarin oranges are my jam on
those
that.
are good. Yeah,
Like it just all hits. So delicious.
Straight out of can.
Here's an interesting question. When was the last time you had Jello that wasn't in a Jello cup?
In a gel, not in a gel cup.
Like someone made it at the house and just like slopped it on a fucking bowl for you.
I've had it at potlucks where they have the what do they call it? It's like a Jello salad or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, where they like put it's like a big Jello mold and it's got like marshmallows or something in it.
Yeah, but this one's like chopped up or something like that, like a Russian something. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, yeah. I don't, maybe that's why I just don't really go to like potlucks that much. Like Jello salads. It's like, yeah, I just don't. I was trying to think of this the other day. I was like, well, last time I had fucking Jello. So my mom used to make it like just in the fucking bowl in the fridge.
Yeah, same
like,
here.
Just like scoop it out when I was a kid.
Hell yeah, those are dope.
Yeah.
Cherry is the best.
I like strawberry.
Yeah, I like cherry.
Cherry's pretty good.
Cherry has the tartness to it. Like the
it seems like cherry is your favorite flavor of almost everything like that.
Yeah, in general, yeah.
Like when it the best high chew, you like the cherry ones, right?
No, mango.
Mango. Okay.
Mango's my jam.
I like all the high chews.
Yeah, I even like the grape and high chew. I'm like, it's not bad.
They're all good.
Yeah.
The apple ones I think I like the most.
Ooh, yeah, the green apple.
The green apple ones are
pretty
fucking good.
That one's pretty good. Mango and green apple is like, I give the mango a slight edge to it.
I give the green apple a slight edge. For me, it's probably like green apple, mango, and then I think they have a strawberry one. Strawberry is usually my favorite flavor of just about anything, but that's like third.
Yeah.
And then probably like the grape. That's probably the least favorite one, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, still good.
Yeah.
Someone's like, here, have this. I'm like, yeah, I'll take a grape.
Do they make coconut high chew? I feel like that could work.
I haven't seen it.
I feel like that could work though. Coconut high chew could be alright. As long as it tasted like coconut and like coconut water. It's fucking awful.
How about coconut water with the chunks in it?
Wouldn't that just be coconut milk then? Wouldn't it just get
No, it's like the aloe drink, but it's like coconut water with
Oh, no, I just don't like the flavor of the coconut water. I don't know why. It's just maybe it's like something like with you and the fucking cilantro, where I have some weird thing that just makes it taste like fucking socks.
Maybe.
I just don't like it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I tried like on 3 separate occasions. I was like, ugh. It was a long time ago the first time I had it too. It was like when I first moved to California. I remember John Kim gave me a ride home. And he gave me a ride home and he like went in and got a coconut water. I was just like, he was like getting something to drink and I was stopping at like a 7-Eleven or whatever to get some snacks. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just get that. Dude was like, well, this is expensive. It's expensive coconut water. I'm like, it can't be more than $10, right? So I don't fucking care. Right?
Is it less than $20?
Yeah. Well, a beverage, I feel like.
No, but it's just like $20 or $19.99. I'll buy it.
I was just like, whatever. Here, he was like, oh, do you like this? And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, yeah, it's really good. He goes, like, what is this? It's awful. And you were like, oh, it's probably just like a bad one. And then like, or no, because that's what it was. Is like he got the one. It was like expensive, and then somebody had can, and I like took a drink of it again. I was like, this is fucking terrible. And you're like, well, that shit's terrible coconut water.
Yeah.
And then you brought some in, and I was like, no, I just don't like this stuff, man. It's like I tried it 3 times. And varying different brands, and I'm just like, I'm not into the coconut water scene. And it's like one of those things that it's like I was talking about with the damn pickled sausages last night. Like no one likes those things, but I think they're really good.
Oh, today too, I ordered for lunch. Ordered some DoorDash. Like, oh, I want some fucking Filipino food. I hadn't had Filipino food in a while. And yeah. I was kind.
So you ordered from you. So like, let me get this straight. You ordered from a restaurant to get Filipino food.
Yeah.
Don't you just like know how to make some Filipino food?
I'm here. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna make it.
You're at work.
Yeah.
Okay, you just said I got DoorDash. You didn't say you were here at work.
No, I was here.
I thought you were like sitting at home, like, oh, some Filipino food. I was like, so make some.
Anything I make is gonna be Filipino food because a Filipino made it.
No, that's not the way it works.
Anyway, I just ordered some stuff like their version of like a caldereta, beef caldereta is basically like a beef stew, and sinigang, it's another famous dish. And I was like eating. It's like, damn, this is really good, like winter food. What the heck? Who would thought like the tropical food would be good in the winter?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know what Filipino food entails, so I really couldn't say.
Lumpia, you know lumpia.
I know lumpia. One item. It's not like
Yeah.
on the whole. Like sometimes that'll happen. You ever have that happen where it's like you'll try something from a specific cuisine and you'll really like it.
Yeah.
And then you'll just like go around like just with that impression of that type of food, and then you'll eat the other types of food in there, and you're like, oh, I don't like the rest of this at all. Like,
yeah, the thing is, like Thai food. Like everyone loves Thai food, but I don't really know much about Thai food. Like pad Thai is
all I know,
That's
and
all
I
I
judge
know.
it based on that.
Yeah.
That's like I'm like, nope, I don't like it.
Yeah, all the other stuff like the coconut curry, whatever, is like that looks good, but I don't know what's a good version of it around here.
Yeah,
I don't know. So I'm always weird about ordering that stuff. So
yeah, I'm always leery about ordering anything that I fucking don't know what the type of cuisine is. Like, I could order this and try something new, but like, with as expensive it is to get something delivered or to go to a restaurant, I was like, man, I'm not gonna be out like $70 and eat half of something that I don't necessarily want. It's like, let's get something that I know I fucking like.
Yeah.
Or like, usually you can deduce something. This is why I wish that delivery companies and restaurants in general were better about listing what's in a product, because it seems to be for people,
they're on the assumption that you already know what you're getting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't like that, because it makes it inaccessible to me, because sometimes I'll just be like, oh, that sounds kind of good, and then it'll just come with all this like extra shit in it, and I'm like, dude, I don't want all this extra shit, you know, like I'm good. So it's like, if you just told me all the things that are in it, I can just go like, well, that sounds pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Like when I went to that Moe's place, the breakfast place, burger breakfast place.
Okay.
And they have like pretentious breakfast there, for lack of a better word. But I just looked on the menu, and they had this thing. I forget what it was called.
Would you like an American sausage with a brioche bun and some tomato puree on the side?
It's like 12% that.
Okay.
It's like, it's not that bad, but it's like, so I just look on the menu, and it's like cheese battered French toast. So it's like dredged in cheese, like an egg, like French toast would be, and then just, you know, grilled like French toast would be, with like fried eggs on top, prosciutto on top of that.
Okay.
Like grilled prosciutto, Parmesan on top of that, with like a balsamic glaze on it. And I just read that, and I'm like, that sounds fucking delicious.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm gonna get that.
Yeah.
Right? And I get it, and sure enough, it's fucking delicious. I'm like, what? I've never had that combination of things before. You could tell me that it was fucking Ethiopian cuisine, and be like, that's fucking awesome. Ethiopian food must be good.
Yeah.
And so, but like, they won't. They'll just be like, it'll be like, kimbap dope chak deep chicken. And then like the description will be like, chicken with ding dop cope cop spice, and you're like, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. I'm not gonna.
It's not for plebes.
Right, I'm not just gonna take a shot in the dark like I'm gonna get something fucking delicious.
Yeah. I was thinking about ordering Korean food. I was like, I don't know what this is. I'm not gonna order this.
Well, I told you about getting fucking bummed out when I lived in Ann Arbor, didn't I?
Yeah.
About that Cosmo place. It's like, apparently Cosmo's really fucking good. And I just like ate that, and I'm like, Korean food is good. And like other places, I'm like, oh, this is probably like Cosmo, right? Thinking that Cosmo's just kind of like a run-of-the-mill Korean place. And I got the other Korean food, I'm like, what the fuck is this? This isn't good. Like, this isn't nearly as good. So it's like, now I don't like Korean food, apparently. I like Cosmo, like in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Interesting. I wonder how much better it is.
There was nothing really fancy about it. It was just like, I just got the...
Was just the quality of the stuff inside was better?
It's just white rice, bulgogi meat, you know, like just shredded, marinated bulgogi meat, fried egg, and then fucking like their homemade chili sauce, which is really good. And so that's it. It's a pretty simple dish. And so I thought like, well, it'd be pretty easy to find. because it's not really complicated. It's not like a signature dish or something like that. And so how hard could it be to fuck up rice, eggs, and bulgogi and chili sauce? But apparently pretty easy to fuck it up because it's like other places I've got things that are like a close approximation and they're just like not good. Not terrible, edible, ate it all, but like not like didn't scratch that itch that I wanted it to scratch.
Okay.
So like my buddy Matt used to work there. He's like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. You know, it's like other people there. It's like a local landmark in Ann Arbor.
Oh
right?
really?
Kind of, yeah. It's like, a few places. It's like if you live in Ann Arbor, like that's where someone will take you. They'll take you to Cosmo. They'll take you to Fleetwood Diner, like this old boxcar diner from like the 40s, right? It's open like 24 hours a day, like 365 days a year. And so it's like a greasy spoon diner, right? And then the last word is like a speakeasy bar, and then the midnight is a comic book shop, and there's a Roost Roast is like a good coffee place. So it's like these are like places where like townies go, and they kind of if you're in the know, like the townies go there, and like it's the cool places. Like if you're a townie and you want coffee, you go to like Roost Roast or like Comic Coffee instead of hanging out at Starbucks, because you kind of keep all the fucking university kids over there at Starbucks, and we'll
enjoy your fraps.
Yeah, and we'll drink this shit.
Yeah.
And so it's like that. It's like a local landmark and whatever. And I just didn't know anything about it, and I just didn't think that it was all that. I was like, oh, whatever. Yeah, sure.
Going in. Give me that.
Like, sure, I'll have that thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. My buddy Matt's working. He's like, you'll like this. Here, just eat this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah, well, that's pretty good, man. Came out here, like, oh, like all sorts of Korean people out here.
Yeah.
It'll be all sorts of good Korean food. Nope. Like I had like 3 or 4 places trying to like get like approximation of Cosmo, and it's just none of them were very good.
Oh, okay.
Like places that other people recommended to me.
Yeah.
Oh, like where do I get good Korean food?
Yeah.
Like, oh, get this. Like I didn't even ask John Kim.
Yeah.
Like isn't he's Korean, right? I was like, hey, where do I get good Korean food? He like recommended some place to me. I like ordered it on DoorDash. I'm like, this isn't good.
You know what's funny too? Like the American, Korean food here in America is a better quality than stuff from Korea.
Yeah, that's almost like across the board true for a lot of cuisines, though. Right?
Yeah, because our meat's way better here.
Right, because it's like you don't really want traditional cuisine from most places. It's pretty bad. Like it's like, oh, it's traditional. It's like maybe traditional method, but not like traditional like ingredients, like because it's not necessarily like ideal.
Yeah, the only thing I can really think of like you want to get from there is probably like sushi, maybe. I don't know.
Right, because
they have a higher tradition, quality's a lot better there, fresher, quote unquote fresher.
Yeah, well, like Japan's like a first world country. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, they're in a lot of ways more advanced and like that. Like, oh, like Japanese, like Americans, they do this cuisine, and the British, they do this cuisine and that cuisine and this cuisine. Like the Japanese, we just perfecting that for 1,000 years.
Like Hero Dreams of Sushi, the guy spent 10 years learning how to cook eggs right.
Yeah, do the egg sushi, whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever. It's like, it took me 10 years to do this. Pretty good.
Yeah, and it's just like a little square of like, it looks like scrambled egg, right?
Yeah, and like the nod from the old man's like,
yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah. It's acting fucking standards, right?
Yeah.
It's like, to do this, requires a lot of precision because it's a very simple thing.
It's a hamburger. It has meat.
Yeah. Here, this is a hamburger on a bun. It's meat. Eat it. Okay. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Some things can require like a larger margin of error, right? Sushi's not one of those things.
Yeah.
Sushi is like
because there's so little ingredients in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you fuck up one thing, everything's all fucked.
Right. Like making a fucking samurai sword, right? You can't just like, it'll be all right.
Just bang it a little bit with the hammer, just heat it up.
It's metal. It's metal. It's good.
Yeah. It's in the shape of a sword.
It was like when Diana went to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And she went to Seattle, and then she came back, and she was like, I used to think that the seafood here was like really good, but I don't think that anymore. And I'm like, why? And she's like, because Whitney and I were just in like downtown Seattle, and we just wanted to get some sushi. And we just walked into the first place that just said sushi on the door.
Yeah.
We didn't ask anybody, like, hey, what's a good sushi? We just walked into some random sushi place, and she was like, and it was significantly better than, like, anything I've ever had here.
Yeah.
And she's like, so if that's unless we just got incredibly lucky, like, if that's a benchmark for, like, how much better their food is, then, it's, like, it probably is just significantly better, which makes me question, like, how good the food out here is. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't eat seafood, so whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe. I was like, how could it, as my question, like, how could it be bad? I'm like, oh, it's sushi, right? Like, it's a thing that you like. It's like, I don't know. I guess apparently it can be bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, my only like critique for like Filipino food around here is like it's more geared towards more like places like Goldilocks, which is like a big chain around here for Filipino food. Their portions are so fucking small. They're so fucking stingy with their food.
Yeah.
Like it's like that whole thing where like you go to like Panda Express, so you get a scoop of something, they shake off the extra and like here you get that.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, there's an extra meat, I'll just take it out and just put that in there.
That's what I hate about I will say that's as much as I trash on like food out here, I think that Vietnamese sandwiches out here are a lot better than other places I've had them.
Okay.
But you get every now and again you get some place that it's like fucking 85% daikon and carrots and like a little sprinkling of meat. It's like, dude, I want the place that like
a ton of mayo,
like
the Asian mayo in it.
Yeah, I just want like all the good. You know, it's like super tasty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was on a Vietnamese sandwich kick for a while.
They're good.
Yeah, they're really good.
But I don't want a daikon sandwich.
Yeah.
You know, I want just like a little bit of brine and crunch. Carrots and daikon, like just a little bit, like to give it that like little bit of like umami, like vinegar flavor, and then like mostly like protein and whatever weird goop they put in there, some kind.
Yeah.
So that's delicious, but like some places you'll just take a bite, you just get like a mouthful of carrots and daikon. You're like, is there any meat in this at all? Like,
yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's traditional. Like traditionally, we don't put that much meat in there. It's like, well, that's because your countries are poor and you really like you have like one thing of meat for like 10 people. Yeah. Try to fill up on fucking radish all day.
Hey, this guy had a bread sandwich.
This guy never had a bread sandwich from Mario's.
Oh, all right. So I saw the guy that plays Big Pussy. He has a podcast now, and I was watching a little bit of the clips on Instagram. And from what I get from the show is like it's a show about being Italian American. And I guess it's other Italian Americans that watch it, and that's the show.
And there's a lot of them going, "Hey,
pretty much,
hey, hey, I'm that guy. You might know me from The Sopranos. I played Big Pussy until I got killed in season 3.
Yeah. Whoa, hey.
Spoiler alert. We already went over that though.
I wish I could play the clip, but anyway, it was just like. It's all they talk about is being Italian American. That's it.
Is it called Smash on the Puss? Because I feel like that'd be a good name.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
I think that's what it's called. I might be wrong on the title, but it's something along that line.
Forget about it. It's like one of my favorite scenes in Donnie Darko when they're asking him after he's been undercover for a while.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever see that movie?
Which movie?
Not Donnie Darko.
I was like Donnie Darko.
Donnie Brasco.
Donnie Brasco. Yeah.
Do you see that movie?
I've seen clips of it.
Okay, so like there's this scene where like after Johnny Depp's character has been undercover for a while. He's like meeting with the other FBI guys, and they're asking him questions. They're like, "Hey, Donnie, you know, like I want to ask you, man, like, what's the deal with forget about it?" He's like, "Well, what do you mean?"
Oh, I do remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Well, you know, like, what the hell does it mean?" He's like, "Well, it all depends on the context.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta like." It can mean a lot of different things. It just depends on what you're talking about. You know, like it could be a way of like, you know, saying that you wholeheartedly agree. Like if I said Raquel Welch is one hot piece of ass, you'd be like, oh, forget about it, right? But it could also be a way of telling somebody to fuck off. Like if I said Paulie here has a 2-inch pecker, I'd be like, forget about it. It's like it's all these different contexts for like using forget about it.
Like someone did you a favor, they want to pay you back. Yeah. Like, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that part.
Yeah. It's like that scene sticks out, and then the other scene where Sonny, played by Al Pacino, Sonny Red, not Sonny Black. Sonny Black is played by Michael Madsen, but Al Pacino plays Sonny Red, and he's like doing some cooking, and he's like, now, so we give it a little stir for a little bit while, and we add a punch of salt, and he's like, you mean a pinch of salt? He's like, did I say pinch? What'd I say pinch? I say pinch? I say punch. He fills his hand up and he's just like, what? It's like damn. It's like, oh.
Okay. All right. I think we are up on content.
Up on content. All right.
I don't know if you want to continue on with the mystery grab bag.
What else?
Got a whole bunch of. Nope, you can't look. It won't be a mystery anymore. We do have a lot of cigars. I'll give you a sneak peek for people. This much cigars. A lot of cigars.
I don't know. That one was pretty rough. I only got it through like the first third, and I was like,
content, baby.
It's what is that in I think it's in the Ron Swanson Pyramid of Greatness.
What's that?
It's like buffets, always go for quantity over quality.
Crying's only allowed at funerals and at the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, crying allowed at funerals in the Grand Canyon.
All right. That does it for this week.
That does it for this week.
Got anything else to say?
No, I don't. I always try to come up with something clever every week, knowing you're going to ask me that, and then I never have anything.
Adios, bandejos. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Mikey and the Press Pass podcast. Consider subscribing. You can rate and review us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and pretty much anywhere where you can listen to podcasts. And you can also write us with any ideas, suggestions, or horrible burning criticism at mikeyandthepresspass@gmail.com. Thank you.